Man, life is a trip. Never really know. I mean, here I am on my same diatribe that I always kind of go down, but that's kind of what's par for the course with an existential crisis. Oh, well, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today on the Please Worry About Me podcast. Welcome. Whether you're listening on Anchor, the Apple Podcast app, Google Podcasts now, or YouTube, we got it all. You just go to our page, you can find us. Just look up Please Worry About Me. I'm probably on there. My name's Adrian, and I'm going to be your host for the day, just talking about life. Life is a bit strange. I think I'm just here sitting, just been thinking, been in my thoughts, lost in my head for a while, just kind of thinking. Man, life is beautiful, but life is also really fucked up. Because, you have one. You never know when it's going to end. You never know what's going to happen. Well, all we really know is that it's going to end. It's kind of the cruelest part of it all. Where you come into this world all bright-eyed and crying. But you don't know. And kind of as you go, you start to meet friends, family. Then you start to kind of develop relationships and develop thoughts. Well, bigger thoughts other than I like Mario and I like Kirby. Shout out to my nephew. Those are two of his favorite things. He loves Mario and he loves Kirby. Especially Luigi, actually. From Mario. He loves Luigi. But I know from a young age I didn't really believe in religion. I kind of disconnected from it very early. I grew up in a Catholic household. Did my first communion, got that done. It's kind of peeved. They made me do a third year. It's kind of annoying. It's like I'm guessing I started too early, and then they were just like, yeah, another one. So there was that. And then I did my confirmation when I was 15. I got that done, but by that time I had already kind of been over it. I remember it's probably somewhere. Honestly, it was probably at the moment where I became cognizant of the world itself. Like, I can remember as far back as middle school, just walking with my friends, and then out of nowhere the topic of religion came up, and then I was just like I'm not really religious, and I kind of just went from there. I was just like, I guess not. It's like I guess I don't believe in a God, but my entire family does. It's not really a point of contention. They're religious in the sense that they believe in God. They occasionally go to church, not consistently, but it's there. And then we have the things around the house. But from a young age, I never really connected to it, and now I find myself kind of thinking about it, and I'm just like, I've never wavered on that. I've never kind of given up on my skepticism that I've had. But now that I think about it, man, sure, you can say, oh, I wish, or oh, God, looking in the Bible and all that stuff, you're like, he'd be cruel, or he'd be this, or he'd be that. But I'm right now I'm at the point where I'm kind of thinking about it. I'm like, I wish there was a God. Even if he is cruel, even if he is this, I would say I'm a good person. The concept of living forever past your point of exit from this world, it's a beautiful concept. The idea that you're in a better place, or you're in a different place, or even the kind of vengeful types that are like, oh, this person was a horrible person. They belong somewhere else. They belong in some sort of torture chamber for the rest of eternity. Kind of that the world having its weights and balances that kind of keeps everything in order. On it, that would be a beautiful notion, that if that were true, that the end wasn't it wasn't just the end, that us departing this world, or us entering this world only to depart this world, guaranteed, nothing you can do about it. Like the idea that there's something on the other side would honestly, I would love it. Like, I've been having an existential crisis recently. Some of those health issues that I was talking about in one of my previous podcasts, a lot of anxiety as well. That's kind of caused me to kind of provoked me to kind of think of that. Like, I wish there was a God. I wish there was something on the other side. I wish everything would be okay in the end. But we haven't seen anything that would lead us to believe that. I know people will say miracles, but I just, like, whenever I think of somebody saying a miracle, I just think serendipity. Like, the odds were crazy, but there's a high probability that something won't happen. On the off chance that something does happen, it doesn't necessarily mean that it should be attributed to something else, like a deity or an external power, or rather just dumb luck. But I suppose it's a tale told as old as time of people looking to make sense of this world, because life is crazy. We come into this world and we're dropped into societal boundaries and frameworks that we don't know, frameworks that make no sense. We have racism, sexism, you got just outright bigotry, you got all types of different sorts of hate, where it's just like we're all here for one purpose in life, and that's just to live our lives. I don't understand why people make it harder for other people, where it's not, it doesn't benefit you in any way. It just kind of makes it harder for other people. You're wasting other people's time with your hatred, or you're wasting their lives with your vengeful actions. I remember I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He was kind of off his rocker a little bit. He was eccentric. I wouldn't say off his rocker. I'd say eccentric. He was an older gentleman, and he was talking about something, how he just had to leave a specific place over by Five Guys because people were looking in his car, and then he went on. He was just like, I hate thieves. There's nothing in life that I hate more than thieves. Then he went on to talk about his dad, and how his dad hated thieves too, and he was just like, y'all got one life, and you decided to waste it and become an asshole. Like that's not even me just kind of assigning my own personal thoughts and creating stories like that happened, like as I've been contemplating that. I've been not sure if it's been more present in my life, of people discussing death, or death happening, or life itself, or time, or age, but I'm more and more aware of it. It's one of those things that's really hard to kind of move past once you've opened up Pandora's box, and you're kind of like, nothing's promised. Me looking at this view at this very moment will never happen again, because there's no past, there's no future, there's only now, which is a topic from a TV show that I really loved called Life. Starred I forget his name, he's Bobby Axelrod in Billions, and he's known for being a pretty good actor. He was also in Homeland. He was the main guy in the beginning, who ended up having a very interesting story behind him. No spoilers for you guys. But yeah, kind of on that Zen lifestyle. There's no past, there's no future, there's only now. There's one moment, and it's the moment that you're in right now. It's kind of it can do a couple things. It can cripple and just kind of get you depressed, which honestly I'm feeling right now. That's why I'm not as lively as I tried to be in the previous one. Or I didn't even try. I was in a decent state at the time. This podcast was just it just came up in my head. I just had some thoughts in my head, and I just kind of wanted to voice them. I was laying in bed, and I was just like, let me walk over to my computer right now. I got my computer on. Let's open up Audacity and let's kind of talk into it. But there's another way to look at it, of a sense, giving you a sense of urgency, of giving you a sense of having to put an effort into everything you do, and making sure that every moment counts, and not wasting a moment, not living with regrets, being able to make something that will make your life worth it, in the sense that you gain fulfillment throughout your life, so you're not on your deathbed, or you're not in your final few seconds. If anything horrible were to happen, you just be like, fuck, I didn't do this, or I should have done that, or I never should have done this. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why I want to have kids. I don't have any kids right now, but I want to have kids. It's selfish, honestly. Like the reason I would want to have kids would honestly be to kind of have my life mean something, make myself a legacy, something that'll live on past me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up in any history books or anything like that, but what I do know for sure is that I do want to make it so the next generation and generations beyond that can remember me, and make it so I'm not just oh, that's Uncle Adrian over there. Yeah, but this is your dad. This is your grandpa. He was cool. Uncle Adrian was your father's brother, was your grandfather's brother, or something like that, just to be kind of like a side note. I kind of want to know something more out of life, but more than anything, just kind of finding something that kind of makes it worth it, kind of find somebody or something that makes me happy. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm depressed. I'm probably borderline depressed, just having all these thoughts in my head, but I just want something that'll make life worth it. Not suicidal in the slightest. As a matter of fact, the complete opposite. Just like I've said, sense of urgency. I'm kind of teetering in between the two. I need to kind of find the thing that makes me, that kind of takes me out of that little rut that makes you look at stuff around you as opposed to what's in front of you. I need to find something that makes me happy and makes me focus on the singular purpose of, I love this person, I love life, I want to do this. I want to do this until I am happy, and in the final moments I'm like, it was worth it. And I know that the generations past, or generations from then on, will be set up in a decent enough spot to where they'll remember me. I promise I don't smoke weed, or I'm not drunk or anything like that, or on the influence of any personality altering other than anxiety meds, because as you can probably think, something light, not like not lorazepam or like any of those, just like some of those that cause no side effects or anything like that, or like personality altering. But yeah, life is a fucked up thing, but life is beautiful. So thank you guys for tuning in to listen to me kind of vent. I did kind of get a little into my feelings, but I mean, it's a very sensitive topic. It's a very personal topic to everybody, just because that's one of the things that's guaranteed in life. One of the two. The other one being taxes. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on it. If you guys have any thoughts, or how do you guys feel about it? What thoughts do you guys have about life and how you live it, or even religion for that matter? Feel free to let me know. Give me some of your thoughts. If you guys want to get in contact with me in an easier way, just go to YouTube, look up the Please Wear Me podcast, drop a subscription, and just pop into this video for the podcast and just kind of leave me a comment. I look at those constantly. Or if you guys want to leave me a review on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other one of your favorite ones, including Spotify, you can kind of leave me a review and I'll make sure to look at it, make sure to kind of get in contact with you. Anytime I see something, any sort of interaction, I jump on it, just because I really appreciate you taking the time out of your life to spend some time with me. Thank you. You have a good rest of your day or night or afternoon if you're kind of in the middle of the day. I hope you keep it pushing, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.